After 20 years, I finally made it back to Japan. Using just my phone and a few action cameras, I tried to film everything so you could come along with me. From hunting down Super Sentai filming locations, retro game shopping, visiting cultural locations, Disneyland, language exams, onsens, accidentally scaling mountains, and of course, Japanese toilets. Come along with me as I show you everything I managed to cram into 2 amazing weeks and all the lessons I learned along the way. This is Pomelo Retro in Japan. It's the final leg of my journey. I start the morning with breakfast with a view from my hotel, and then check out and head for the station. I would have liked to have spent more time in Osaka too, but all the more reason to come back again. I need to take the train to Shin Osaka and then board the Shinkansen back to Tokyo. This time we're not going to Shinjuku though, we're going to Shimbashi, and to experience a very different kind of hotel to the one I've just left. This is the Rembrandt Cabin & Spa, which is a capsule hotel. First I need to lock my shoes away in a locker and then head upstairs. This only caters to men, and it seems to be mostly Japanese businessmen, who presumably live outside of Tokyo and use these during the week. Each person gets their own little pod, and there's a few floors laid out in this way. There's a shared bathroom, and then there are some lockers down at the onsen. Now, as this was a lot busier, I couldn't capture any footage of the onsen, so you'll just have to make do with photos from the website. Just imagine this, but full of naked Japanese businessmen. I don't have much planned for tonight, as tomorrow is going to be quite a big day, but I'm heading out to go to Shibuya. It seems obligatory for anyone coming to Tokyo to visit the Shibuya Scramble at least once. From the ground, there's not a whole lot to it, it's just a crossing. The only difference is the number of people and the occasional tourist who runs into the middle for an ill-timed photo. On one side of the crossing is the Shibuya Scramble Square building. This houses, amongst other things, a shopping centre and the Shibuya Sky observation rooftop. However, if you can't get a booking for Shibuya Sky, I'm going to show you an alternative. Do have a look around the shopping centre first though, as there's a lot to see. And the Hachi statue is also in Shibuya, but while it was a little dark to go see it tonight, they did have this Hachi store dedicated to all things Shiba and Akita. I got myself this nice little storybook, which was written in both Japanese and English. But if you head up to the 12th floor where the restaurants are, and walk to this bar, don't worry, the flashing is just from my camera, go up to this window and you get a great view of the Scramble crossing. You can then witness the chaos without having to be in the middle of it. Quite honestly, I could have spent a lot more time in Shibuya, but 2 weeks of 20,000 plus steps a day was starting to take its toll. So instead, I had a quiet night away from everything in the Szechuan restaurant of the hotel in which Waka occasionally works. I then headed back to my little capsule to settle down for the night. It's small, but it's a bed, it's comfy enough, and you get chargers for all your devices, so what more could you need? In the morning they don't have a breakfast as such, just a few pastries, but that's okay, there's always my faithful famichiki. In the shared area there are some desks and booths for people to work in, as well as a manga library and also a laundry. This street also seemed to be full of gentlemanly entertainment for the lonely businessman.
Naughty, naughty!
And so I grab my shoes and lock up my suitcase for the day. Incidentally, this is a travel tip for you. Always carry a simple bike lock. It's not like it's going to make your luggage unstealable, but it's a good option if you ever have to leave your suitcase on a rack like this, in a small hotel or even on a train. I grab some chicken from Family Mart, walk past the suspiciously expensive massage spas, definitely not brothels, and head towards the station. Today we are leaving Tokyo completely. We need to take a few different trains because we're going deep into Saitama Prefecture and up into the mountains. We're on the hunt for some more Super Sentai and Tokusatsu filming locations. As shooting in Tokyo wasn't always easy, they often headed out here to get some of their shots. I know we've spent a lot of time on mountains on this trip, but there's still more to come. So I'm now just outside the Chichibu Tamakai National Park outside of Tokyo. I'm up in the mountains, as you can probably see behind me. From now on, I can still use Google Maps, but I have to rely on coordinates rather than actual names of places, because I'm not sure I know the name of the bridge, but I do have the coordinates for where I think it is. So we're going to go explore. Thankfully, it's not too far from here. It's only like maybe 10-minute walk, if Google Maps is to be trusted. Hopefully I've got the right station, because it was a nightmare getting here, but let's go see if we can find it. I started walking towards where I thought I needed to go, but I'm very aware that this is the least planned out part of my trip. Maps aren't that reliable, phone signal is sketchy up here, and it wasn't easy to research routes. I sent my GPS location to Waka and a couple of family members back home, as this isn't the same as walking up a mountain in a touristy area. Okay, so Google Maps has given up. It's not even managed to get me to the coordinates, but I can still see where the coordinates are on the map. Now, I just saw a sign saying that the small bridge is this way, and I can hear the water, so that is where some things would have been filmed down there, but whether or not I'm on the right track to this bridge, I don't really know, but we'll have to just go see. It looks like it's a lot darker than it is, but it's not. It's because I'm under the trees. Oh wait, is this it? I mean, it's brown now when it used to be blue, and I think it's been green at times as well, but I think this is it. Is that it? I don't know. I think this is it. It's brown now. Oh god, it's shaking underneath me because there's a suspension bridge. But I think this is actually it. I think we've actually found it. It's hard to tell because it's painted brown now, and in some of the shows it was painted blue and green. But I do think this might be it. But the only way to really tell is to get my photos out and compare. This is the one that I was researching. This is the one that seemed to make the most sense. So I'll get the photos out and we can compare the photos, and then if it's not this one, I have no idea what else it could be. There's probably thousands of bridges all across this national park. We'll have a little look around, but realistically, if it's not this one, I don't think we'll find it. Thing is though, if they were going to film here, it would have to be near a station. It can't be too far into the national park. And this is quite a convenient station to get to this bridge. It's literally 3 or 4 minutes up there. So let's compare. I concluded that yes, this is the bridge from Masked Man, but not from any of the others. But I still thought I was in the right area, so perhaps it was nearby. Well, this is a walk. Well, to be fair, this is a walking trail, and I can only go one way, so I assume it's going to be that way. But let's just have a quick look. And so many people have rubbed their fingers across it, you can't see anything. Oh well. Let's walk the trail a little bit. I mean, the trail ends up at a station 4.4 kilometers away. As I started the trail, there were quite a few warning signs, including one of dangerous waters, particularly when a dam is released. Let's hope we don't have to face that today. I'm actually going to keep the camera running a bit longer just while I'm on these rocks, just for safety. I am on my own out here. I have sent my location to a couple of people so that they know where I am, just in case, but there's a lot of warnings about raging rivers. Admittedly, they're a little bit low at the moment, but even so, and it is very uneven. And it's not exactly peak tourism season, so having some camera footage is probably a good thing. Not just for YouTube, but also for safety purposes. As I walked the trail, I found it difficult to believe that a film crew could ever come this way, but this was the only trail. However, the further I got, the tougher it got.
Honestly, I don't know how they took a whole film crew up here, but it makes it all the more impressive that they did. Whew. Okay, let's go.
Having said that though, I was starting to think that maybe they didn't. There was just no signs that this would have made any sense as a location to drag film cameras, crew, props, costumes, lighting. This just didn't seem right.
Oh wow, so this is the dam that the sign was warning me about. So when that gets released, all hell breaks loose down there. It's got a little bit of a feel of Cradle from GoldenEye on it. Don't know why. Anyway.
I decided to not worry too much about it. I'd found one of the bridges anyway, and I needed to just slow down and remind myself that this is a part of Japan that most tourists never get to enjoy. I stopped for lunch and studied the photos some more to see if I could find any clues, but after walking over 6 kilometres I found myself at the source of the river, and obviously no more bridges required here. So I admitted defeat, walked the additional 6 kilometres to the next town, and jumped on a train. But then I spotted something.
Okay, so I'm rushing a little bit because I think I've just spotted the bridge. So this big bridge here, this is the one that ChatGPT kept thinking it was. However, the train station is just up there, and from the train, I thought I could see the bridge over there. And it would make sense because the riverbed is here and it's dried up at the moment, and that's where they did some of the filming. Now, you can't see it at the moment because I've now come down the hill and I'm not from the higher vantage point of the train, but I think it's just over there. Now, I need to hurry up because you can see that the sun is going down. In fact, the sun's already gone behind the mountains because it is now 3:36. Sunset is probably less than an hour away, so light is getting pretty low. But I think we may just be in luck. Let's go see.
However, after walking for nearly 20 minutes, I still hadn't seen anything and was getting very confused.
I don't understand. I can't have walked past it. This is the gorge that it was over. The other bridge is way over there now. It's like it's out of sight. So I must have passed it somewhere, but where? I don't understand.
I saw a small trail down to the water, so thought I'd go see if I could see anything from lower down.
Right, well, I was up for a hike. It's a proper hike now. I'm going to have to use these ropes to get me down and then back up again. I'm now abseiling down a cliff face. Try and find this damn bridge.
This looked promising, but as I got closer to the water level, it just got steeper and steeper. And again, there's no way that this was right.
There is a way down, but honestly, I don't feel safe doing this anymore. So, my only options are now to carry on to the next station, or to go back to the station I was at, and then see if I can spot it again. But I'm not going down there. It's too dangerous, and I don't think I'll get back up.
Feeling defeated again, I climbed back up and started to walk back to the station that I'd come from. And just as I was about to reach it, I saw a small walkway down to a car park, and that's when I saw this.
Okay, so just for my own sanity, that is the bridge. Right there. That's it. It's looking pretty rusty these days, but that's it. I don't know how to get to it. I've walked like 2 kilometers in that direction. Can't find it. Lose complete sight of it. And to be honest, the station is only up there. So 2 kilometers, I don't really know what I was doing, but that is it. you've got all of this down here where you can film. It's dried up from the dam. They can release water into this, but a lot of the time it's dry. And just here is a car park. So where I was before, where I was thinking, oh, there's no way a film crew could have got to that bridge, they didn't need to, because there's one right there next to a car park.
I managed to find a route through to where I thought the bridge might be, but it felt like this was a path that no one had walked in a long time.
Oh my god, that's it. But you can't get to it. It's been blocked off. It's dangerous, so you can't get to it anymore. Oh wow, it's completely destroyed. I'm gonna see if I can get some closer shots. But that is the bridge. That is where Spider-Man was filmed. That's where Kamen Rider Black was filmed. It's where Kaku Ranger was filmed. This had Spider-Man hanging off it. It's pretty rough and it's no longer in use. But I found it. I finally found it.
I do realise that this is pretty niche and that most people would have never bothered to go to these lengths to find a filming location of a 40-year-old TV show, but that's exactly why I had to. Have you seen this channel before? And so it's back to my pod for some much needed sleep, as tomorrow is my last day. After checking out of my hotel and grabbing my shoes, I realised that I've lost the chest mount for my camera. It survived Disneyland, mountains and everything in between, but not the Capsule Hotel. As such, the remaining footage may be a little shaky at times, and I realise eating famichiki with one hand is not so easy. I'm heading to Ueno. I only have a few hours left, so decide to spend them in Ueno Park and at the Tokyo National Museum. I dump my luggage in a coin locker and walk through a small market that's being set up by the fountain in front of the museum. The museum itself is great, but unfortunately some of my footage isn't. It's not just the missing chest mount, the lighting was playing havoc with the sensor, so much of my footage looks like this. But one thing I can show you is the exhibition on woodblock prints. It showed how a print could be built up layer by layer to form a full picture, and then it even had an interactive part where you could take a postcard and build up an image using stamps. When you got to the final layer, you'd end up with your own unique take on a classic print, in this case, one of Utamaro's courtesan prints. Of course, one of my favourite exhibits was the armoury. It was fascinating to see the period swords, particularly with the detail of the clay tempering on the blade. I realise this won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I could have spent hours in here. In fact, there's a good chance I probably did. But as I was leaving, I was feeling a bit hungry and spotted, of all things, a kebab truck. Wherever you are in the world, know one thing. British people can't resist a kebab. It was in fact run by a Turkish guy, so I sat down for a chicken wrap and some long potato. My journey is just about at an end now, so I head back through the park to pick up my luggage and board the Narita Express back to the airport. It's 11.5 hours to Abu Dhabi and then another 10 hours home. Luckily, I've got Pokemon Brown to keep me entertained. This has been one of the best trips of my life, because it was more than just a holiday. I challenged myself physically, mentally and emotionally, and although it may have been uncomfortable at times, I'm leaving Japan stronger and more in love with it than ever. 6 months ago, I couldn't speak a word of Japanese, but I'm leaving with a deeper understanding, a deeper appreciation, and even a friend or two. And no one can say that I just stuck to the typical tourist routes. Yes, I saw some of the key tourism highlights, but I made a conscious effort to go off the beaten path and make this unmistakably, unambiguously, unashamedly Pomelo Retro in Japan.